Hello everyone, my name is Ellen Chan and I'm part of TeamJ consulting firm. The client that we'll be presenting on is Facebook. Facebook is the largest social media and social networking service founded on February 4th, 2004, headquartered in Menlo Park, California. Currently, Facebook has about 2.23 billion active users with its mission statement of give people the power to build community and bring the world closer together. Cambridge Analytica is a British political consulting firm that specializes in data mining and data analytics. How Cambridge got access to data of millions of Facebook users is that Facebook offers a number of technological tools for software developers, and one of the most popular is Facebook Login, which lets people simply log into a website or an app without the need to create brand new credentials because they're using their Facebook account. People usually use this because it's easy and it just simply eliminates the need to have a bunch of usernames and password. However, when people use this Facebook login, they grant app developer a range of information about themselves. For instance, their name, their location, their email, and their friends list. And this is what happened in 2015 when Cambridge University professor Dr. Kogan created an app called This Is My Digital Life that utilizes Facebook's login feature. The data breach scandal revealed Cambridge Analytica had harvested the personal data of millions of Facebook users without their consent and used it for political purposes. The Cambridge Analytica controversy highlights a serious research ethics problem. In this case, an academic researcher who may have legitimate permissions to access Facebook users behaved badly. Perhaps the case provides a much-needed opportunity to shine a light on the lack of infrastructures needed to guide responsible research practices. Some exploring questions that comes from this controversy is that whose responsibility is it to protect its users? Should there be an oversight committee to hold those actors accountable? How much of our lives is impacted by social media? Are we sharing too much on social media? What are the ethical concerns and how can one protect oneself from data breaches? The current state of the company is that Facebook is still struggling to build its credibility and trust back from its user base. Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg had apologized on CNN, calling it a breach of trust and assuring that changes and reforms of Facebook policy to make sure that this won't happen again. However, based on the current stock price of Facebook, it is still struggling to recuperate from this scandal. TeamJ Consulting suggests that in order to increase and improve company's brand, Facebook would have to 1. Build emotional connection to their brand. 2. Strengthen their brand internally. 3. Maintain focus and consistency. 4. Be sensitive. 5. Be honest. My colleague here, James, will go over each of these in detail. Take it over, James. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jim Wisniewski. I'm the other half of the dynamic duo of E&J Consulting. Now, earlier in this presentation, we've heard how Aline has laid out the diagram of where and how Facebook made some of the mistakes that leaves them in the position they're at now, which does not look very good to the community as a whole, beyond just their investors, the users, the entire world is watching. So, let's explore a little further on how Facebook can rebuild and repair its image. Well, I got news for you. It's going to start with building emotional connections between the brand and the user. Transparency is what's going to build that trust. But it must be plan-based and actionable change. So, in order to strengthen this brand internally, Facebook must start at a grassroots level with a company-wide culture shift. This should be intended to ensure breaches of trust like what we've seen don't happen again. Buzzwords. like community, culture, advocation, activism, etc. That's what must be the building block foundation. This rebranding using openness, transparency, and communication as the key frames of the new corporate structure at Facebook. Focusing on the brand and its consistency. Now, where's Facebook headed now and why? That's an existential question for the company and its employees to remember and begin trying to answer. So Facebook starts small, put out standard operating procedures and directives, focusing on answering the how, the what, and the why of Facebook, and then implement those projects. Hold the engineers accountable for their algorithms that they're creating, ensuring their compliance with the mission of total protection of user data, holding fast on the company vision. That's what will ensure the ethics and values of Facebook are real and then realized. One might ask, how would a company with as many moving parts and as big as Facebook be sensitive? Well, here at E&J Consulting, we'd like to offer a little bit of advice to Facebook on how they could start that transaction. Humanizing the engineer's approach to data is how Facebook must begin to demonstrate empathy. Beyond that, every employee, not just engineers, but everyone at Facebook, must undergo training fostered by human resources, thus ensuring every employee is aware of the new empathetic ethos at Facebook. That ethos, dignity, respect, and above all, humanity.
Hey everyone, it's Ellen here again. Another recommendation that we consider for Facebook is that they should be honest. Transparency is key here. They should establish an open communication between the company Facebook and their consumer base, which is the public. In doing so, they present themselves as an honest company that is trying to fix this data breach so that consumers will be reassured that this data breach will not happen again. I'm going to move over to my colleague James to continue further with this presentation. Thank you.
Now that you've seen our visual presentation from E&J Consulting, I want you to think a little bit more before you decide whether or not to hire us. Maybe prepare a visual presentation to show the higher-ups in the company. Maybe have some solutions on how you're going to help manage this deficiency. Maybe present a step-by-step plan. Share some statistics and stories from your past successes and partnerships. How about you dress really nice? Why don't you really make sure that that language is active? And you better ensure the availability to assist the client, that client being your higher up employer or bosses. Now leave that as an open conversation. Oh, wait, slow down. E&J has already done all that for you. So why don't you just save yourself a little time and hire us now?